ship in the tides, you can see it in my eyes.
Holla, 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 holla,
Tell 'em holla, bruh.
holla, 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 holla,
Tell 'em holla, bruh.
You came with your homies, you gon' leave with
Damn,
them.
damn, damn.
But that model chick, yeah, I'm gon' leave with her.
Tell
Holla, 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 holla,
'em holla, bruh.
holla, 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 holla,
Tell 'em holla, bruh.
You came with your homies, you gon' leave with them.
And we're live. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this episode. Brian Gaber Fishing. I'm Brian. Want to start off by thanking everybody. This week here, I hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. So if any subscribers are on, I see there's one on. And if any subscribers see this video, want to just tell you how much I appreciate it. This first year was kind of an experiment. It was, something I was going to try out, see how I could do. So it was a lot of experimenting on videos, on sound, on editing, on all kinds of stuff. So this first year was just trying to get my feet wet in this YouTube game, and had a lot of fun, and building a little bit of a subscriber community. And I appreciate all of you. So I'm going to see if I can't find the 1,000 subscriber in here and see if we can't get him a fishing prize. Definitely want to show my appreciation for that milestone. So, all right, we're going to get started tonight. We're going to talk about a couple of things. We got a special guest we'll pull on here. My tournament fishing partner is going to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the fishing world this summer. We were busy tournament fishing, so we didn't have a lot of time to maybe talk about some of the things that were going on. So we'll talk a little bit about some things that are going on in professional fishing, and we'll talk a little bit about forward-facing sonar. Talk a little bit about some of the, maybe one of the black eyes of fishing in the summer. And then we're going to talk about one of the positive things that happened with fishing here recently, with the USA Bass team winning the gold medal. And I want to go over the U.S. angling a little bit for folks so they understand what happened there and how that went down. But without further ado, I'm going to add my Netman 5000 partner extraordinaire to the stream, and welcome Alex Gaber to the feed. Hey, buddy.
You not my fit.
Alex honestly is a very good partner. Yeah, I would say you're a good partner. You think you do things that I don't do, right? Huh?
I said I'd hope so.
Yeah, we've had some success together. Father-son teams are a fun way to go for sure. He doesn't always agree with my boomer techniques, and I don't always agree with him throwing a frickin' Carolina rigging a topwater frog when we're fishing in 25 feet of water. But whatever, right? So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the fishing world, Alex. I don't know how closely you've been following some things that have been going on, but one of the things that's gone on is talk about forward-facing sonar, live scope, and all the different kinds of forward-facing sonar that there is, right? And I want to set the stage a little bit for our discussion. But before I do, what's your initial thoughts about forward-facing sonar?
I mean, it's cool to use when I get to use it.
When you're
Out of the back of the boat, I don't see the screen much. But no, it's cool. I mean, you find fish fast.
Yeah.
I mean, any advantage you can get in the tournament world is an advantage. I mean, even ice fishing world, as John loves it. I mean, it's just, it makes it, I don't know, almost more fun.
Yeah. One of the things that I noticed is to me, when I saw it, it was just the next thing, right? It was the next technology, because I remember fishing with nothing. Then when my first Garmin was a waypoint. That was a big deal to have a waypoint.
We had that 2D Lowrance forever, and then we got a side imager, and we to the side imager, and that was
Yeah. Well, we went from
difference. So
even 2D imaging when 2D imaging advanced and it was, very, very high quality, that was a big advantage. And everybody was wild about how that was going to cause problems. And then side imaging came along, and that was like the nuclear bomb of fishing. And oh my God, now you can see 50 to 100 feet to the side and behind you, and I can see the fish and I can circle back around, and that was going to be the end of fishing. And now forward facing sonar comes out, and there's some uproar on that as well. But I'm going to set this up here. This is a video from one of those boomer anglers that maybe is a little curmudgeonly towards forward facing sonar. He's the leading voice in the fishing world against forward facing sonar. And he's been complaining about it now online as an influencer for almost a year, I think. So check this out here. We'll see if we can get this to play here. Stand by once. Actually, stand by. Gotta do it this way. Stand by. You think I'd have a smoother transition than this, Alex? Hang on. Oh. Oh, hold on.
Bro.
Hold on, bro. Yeah, hold on. We got to switch this up because clearly right now we're having a bra moment in production. My screen share.
You can't really call other people boomers, and you can't even get your own podcast to work.
All right, here it goes. Am I?
So here we go.
Fish? No. People who don't fish think that fishing is lazy or boring, but it is the complete opposite. There are 100 little decisions to be made, variables to be considered, and you're never quite sure what made the difference. Did I cast too high, too far to the left? Did I reel it in too slow or too fast? Is the lure too shiny or too dull? Do I stay here or should I go over there? And it's not luck, but you do not know by how much. This is why I am fishing, because I am never disappointed out here, because I don't expect anything, because anything is possible. I can be hopeful out here, even in failure. Because I know if I just go out there around that tree, it might be different. Something might be different. Something I do might make a difference.
Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. That's really an accurate presentation of the entire one of the aspects of the anti-forward facing sonar deal, aside from the fact that how it's devastating our fisheries from a fishing perspective. But one of the things that we can never do here, and like I said, I'm going to be the voice of the anti-forward facing technology movement. We can never normalize it, guys. So don't ever feel or fall into the trap that when you hear people talking about forward-facing sonar as like part of bass fishing, like it's just a given, or tournaments, don't normalize it. Always rail against it. Take the high road. Do the right thing.
So that's a pretty serious position, hey? That's Randy Blockett. I like some of the stuff Randy does, but I am 100% against. I understand some of the things he's saying, but I think he's over the top with an extreme with it. You still have to catch the fish, and the forward facing sonar, in my opinion, is no different than some of the other technologies when they first came onto the scene. And there's pros have reacted differently, right? And Randy, he competes, but he doesn't compete with the frequency of some others. Seth Feider is another one who I caught an interesting clip of, and he's got that initial take, like, I'm that bank guy. I want to flip and pitch and roll down the shoreline, and I don't want to be, I want to be video game fishing. So he takes a little bit different stance on it. And I got just a quick one, and I'll do a better job of sharing this one, but This was
And it just, to me, it was so puzzling because I'm like, how is this happening? Like, how is there a time in this sport that like it's more effective not to literally be casting? That arms race for technology that is happening right now, is that frustrating or exciting as a competitor?
I'm probably gonna sound like a bitter old man just because it's not my strong suit, but I feel like it's double edged. I think you need to stay with the best technology. Those people put a lot of money into us, and I think we need to show the world what their stuff's capable of doing. But at the same time, this is just a bitter old man take on it, just because I want to, flip a jig on a bank and you know what I mean, and not have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of taking the fun out of fishing a little bit for me. But that's just a bitter old man take. The real answer is I need to get better with live scope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, had you heard that before, Alex? That Seth Feider take?
No, I mean, it makes sense though, for at least his style and a lot of people's style.
Yeah, I know that the one thing that I think needs to happen is people can't be, bag limits have to be in order. You know what I mean? Like in terms of it destroying fisheries.
Well, and the thing is, the only people that use them are the people that ice fish and your tournament fishermen.
Right.
That's
so if you have a responsible bag limit on a lake, how you get your 10 panfish, whether you right.
It's not the tournament guys aren't catching. You don't eat bass, so what does that matter? And even if you're using it for other fish, like I said, it's mostly through the ice, and the percentage of people that actually use it is very slim. It's the guys that go out every weekend day and keep 25 fish of the panfish or whatever it may be, are the ones that are depleting it. It's the increase in fishing itself over the last 3 years, not the technology that's being used.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And the one thing it has shown me anyways, because I've spent a lot of time looking at it across the lakes, is that the fish are in just a small part of the water, right? I mean, think about a lake. There's a lot of dead water. So in that respect, it makes you more efficient as an angler, and you can find them faster, but you still got to catch them, because how many of them have we stared at and presented to and, know they're there and can't get them to bite. So,
Right.
So fish are more pressured. They respond to that. So interesting though. Just a mixed bag of 50% of people saying they don't like it, 50% of the people saying they do like it. Half the people saying that it helps people be stewards, and the other half saying that they're destroying the lake. So who knows if you'll ever get away from it. But
Yeah.
So I want to let's take a quick break, and then we'll pivot to the USA ice fishing, the USA bass fishing gold medal after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Allie, and this is our family.
Are you sick of shopping for big ticket items only to be told you need to order it out and not see it for 6 months? Or would you rather explore it in person before purchasing it? Stop in Shoulders RV Marine, where we have millions of dollars of campers, boats, power sports, and docks and lifts. If you're thinking of almost anything outdoors, sales, parts, rentals, or service,
we'd love you to think of us.
Shoulders RV Marine, across from Menards, Rhinelander.
Dude, love that commercial. Shoulders are people, man. That's family. What's that?
I said they did good putting that together. It's a good commercial.
Yeah, that's a cool one. So we're going to talk USA Bass. I saw, I knew that they were competing. I'm a former coach of a U.S. angling team. U.S. angling is, where you compete internationally for a U.S. team in fishing disciplines. And we'll go through a little bit of that here. I want to pop up something and show people what we're talking about. There's World Championship Fishing. And that World Championship fishing is laid out in this manner. And on the left at the top, you'll see under World Championship Fishing, there's a basically an international or a world sport angling confederation, and that covers all sports. That's like the governing body for all international competitions for fishing, and there are a lot of them. Just because us in the United States haven't heard about them doesn't mean that there isn't a ton of competition going on. And I learned a lot when I got into it back in 2009. Underneath that umbrella of SIPS, or that World Sports Angling Confederation, is FIPSED, and that's the Freshwater Fishing International Fishing Federation. So that's freshwater. There's other organizations that are saltwater, right? And so that's freshwater. And then under FIPSED is U.S. Angling and the confederations for every country that's involved. And in the USA, we've got the disciplines you see below: bass fishing, the U.S. Ice Team, which I was a coach for. We won the World Championship in 2010. U.S. Predator Fishing, fly fishing team, and there's men's and women's and masters and youth fly fishing teams. The U.S. Kayak Fishing. Street fishing is a brand new one. The team finished 8th internationally here in the first ever U.S. street fishing. If you can imagine going down in an urban area in zones with teammates and fishing off the shore, off the road, basically in urban areas, that's street fishing. And then the carp fishing team, there's a men's and women's carp team. Match fishing, and interesting side note, in match fishing, that's one of the original ones from a U.S. angling standpoint. Mick Thill was a medal winner back in the late 80s, or early 80s might even have been. But Mick Thill made the Thill bobber. Everybody who's ever fished for a bluegill has seen or heard of a Thill bobber. And then big game fishing is the last one. So a bunch of different disciplines for bass fishing. And our bass team fished in Portugal. The World Championship was in Portugal this year. And I've got some information in this slide deck here that I'm going to show you. I'm also going to play a quick video to show you a little bit of their pre-fishing to set the stage on the event. But we had 6 anglers that were chosen from the professional ranks through the management of USA Bass. Scott Martin and Scott Canterbury were one team, one of the pairs for USA. Jacob Wheeler and Dustin Connell, who are good buddies, Wheeler and Sizzle, who are paired up as another pair for USA. And then Fred Rubanis, my 6-gill brother, was paired up with legendary crankbait guru David Fritz. And so those 3 teams, there's also a coach, there's an international, also a coach, a team captain, and an international delegate. And I'll show you who those folks, in fact, I think I've got it queued up here. Charlie Evans was the coach of the team. Mark Schlarb was the team captain. And then John Knight was the international delegate that helps with the interaction with all the other countries of the team. So that's the team. And they were headed to the Black Bass Championships in Torre de Moncorvo in Portugal. And they fished on Sabre Lake. It was a natural lake. It has it's clear water, clear deep water with bluff banks. An interesting fishery. It had a nice population of big bass in it. So it wasn't like they were going over into a tough situation. That said, international fishing is tough because it's tough. I've been part of it. You think you're the best, and you quickly find out you're not the best. So I'm gonna pull this off, and I'm gonna share a little bit of Dustin and Jacob's pre-fishing to kind of set the stage on how they felt going into the competition. But before we talk a little bit about how things went for them. So let's see here. See if I can make this happen, Alex. So this video is from Dustin Connell's channel, and it is this the gold winning pattern, right? Now he published this video after the competition, but this is their, I think their first or second, might have been their second day of practice.
What is that? When you rolled on it, he turned sideways. I saw it lateral. All right, here we go. Two big ones. Oh yeah. I need a bait they can see us early. Like they can't see that. Like right now is a good. Oh God! Look. That he ain't gonna bite it though. He's solo. He ain't gonna bite it. Oh my gosh, bro! I told you we're gonna win the tournament, dude. It's over. Like I done told you. Like it's done, dude. Like, I had them doing this all day on this shit. I told you it's over. I said, fish it just like you would your tube. Let us fish it go. All right, but chill out. There's a boat. Chill out. Yeah. That's a 3.5. He's over there.
Are they in the tournament?
Yeah. No, they're pre-fishing
Oh,
in one of the official practice periods.
Let's go.
oh.
Here, you're I'll hop up there and catch you.
I absolutely love how Dustin reacts.
All right, y'all. We've practiced this morning a little bit. I caught a 3.5. Jacob had a 5-pounder come up. He lost him. He's caught a couple peckerheads. But hey, y'all, look behind us right here. This looks like y'all ever seen the movie Tremors. You know that.
He's so awesome. Dustin Connell is so funny. But he was, so they got on a topwater bite. They were on their live scope. They were seeing, and live scopes were in every boat, right? Every competitor's boat. They were seeing the fish on the breaks and the cover, right? And they tried shaky heads and they tried everything. And they could get them to rise on a topwater bait. They could get them on also on a crankbait. In fact, hang on one second. There's a little bit, because David Fritz is in here too. I want to go through here and find one of the points where, yeah, hold on, I got it right here, where they were showing what David Fritz was using. So hang on one second. All right, right about here. I want to bring this back in because this is pretty cool. It's pretty funny too, because Fritz is like, he's got crankbaits named after him, right?
So.
I've got the top bar, but I don't know if I got any with feathers on.
I mean, I got it.
Oh my gosh, dude, they're freaking everywhere. That's all crankbaits. Look at that, David. Did you use all these crankbaits today?
Dude, you ain't never seen nothing like it, bro.
Crankbait master.
You ain't never seen like it, dude. It was like catch one on this, maybe 5 or 6. I think we'll try this. No. Dude, he changes up so much.
He's the best crankbait man in the world.
The day, he goes like, get the little giggle, got it figured
He's
out.
Mr. Fritz
He just
side.
reel them in every cast.
I hear you.
Every third cast after he figured it out. Once he figured it out, he just.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So they went into the tournament with high confidence, right? Fritz is catching them on crankbaits. Connell and Wheeler are catching them on topwater. And I didn't see anything in any videos preliminarily about Scott and Scott Canterbury or Scott Martin. But here's how it worked on day one. And some people may have seen these results and don't understand them. But the way that you score is you get penalties, right? And you get a penalty, the least amount of penalties wins, and penalties means placement in international fishing. So like if you see here on day one, Germany was in first place. And if you go all the way to the right, there's the 3 team pairs. One pair finished first, one pair finished 9th, and one pair finished 14th. And so the USA, we were 4th, 5th, and 20th. And so that's placement is how you get the total penalties. So if you add up 1-9 is 10 plus 14 is 24, Germany had 24 points. And so Germany was in first place after day one. They had, they weigh everything in grams and kilograms in international competition, but they had 41 pounds for their three teams. And so the big bag, the first place team caught a 19-pound bag of largemouth, 5 fish for 19 pounds, which big fish was a 5.58. And you saw the quality of fish that Dustin and Jacob were cracking with topwater. So there's some big fish in that system. And that had to have been fun. So Germany charges out of the gate, right? Germany, like, you can't, I don't know of a bass fishing lake in Germany. Of course, I don't live in Germany, but I'm pretty sure they got to travel probably 10 hours or better to get to bass fishing waters from Germany. So it just shows you that fishing internationally, they're so keyed in. It is so important to them. And we kind of, we roll over and our pros went, but it ain't easy. That's my point. And so U.S. had 29, 4th, 5th, and 20th. 36 pounds, 15 and a half was the big bag with 4.81. And so this is still day one. And this is the rest of the team. So I just want to show people quick. So Germany, U.S., Spain, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Italy, Canada, Croatia, France, Puerto Rico, Portugal, Romania, Mexico, and Serbia. So 14 countries were competing. And U.S. was in second place after day one. And then this is the individual results after day one. So Jacob and Dustin actually, had a 15.5-pound bag with a 3-pound kicker. And then Fritz and Rubanis were right behind him with 15.25 pounds. You see there, though, that let me go back once. Yeah, 4 points, right? Penalty, fourth place, 4 points for Wheeler, 5 points, 5th place for Rubanis. And then Canterbury and Martin finished in 20th. They had 8 pounds on day one. And the other thing I'll mention is, even though Scott and Canterbury finished back on day one, that 20th place finish was still important. It's still right. I mean, you're adding your 3 together. So everybody's important in the team aspect of this consideration for team ranking. So here's day 2. Italy finished first, and U.S. finished second with a 17-pound bag with a 5-pounder leading it. And we finished in first, 11th, and 26th on day 2. And Italy finished 2nd, 7th, and 24th. And then Germany was 4th. And so individually on day 2, Scott, Martin, and Canterbury came up with almost an 18-pound bag. So day 1, they struggled. Day 2, they figured it out. And they're also maybe switching zones of the lake, right? So each pair is fishing in a zone against other countries in those zones of the lake. Fritz and Rubanis were 11th, and Wheeler and Connell, couldn't get that pattern that they were on day 1, or couldn't get that going that they had in practice on day 2, and finished in 26th, and they caught a limit for 5.81 pounds, and that's a pretty small limit. That said, they don't win this championship without those fish. So they don't get a limit. They catch 4. You'll see how close it was here in the end. And again, this is the individual rankings, the complete individual rankings. So Italy won the gold medal, guy from Italy, or a team rather from Italy, one of the pairs. Croatia finished silver. Spain finished with the bronze. And you'll see that Fritz and Rubanis were one off the medal. And again, even though they had more weight, their placement, right, was less than the team above them. The bronze medal team finished 10th and 4th, and they were 5th and 11th. So, and then Martin and Canterbury finished 6th, and Connell and Wheeler ended up finishing 14th overall. And the U.S. won the gold medal. Again, they had 73 pounds, but they were tied in placement. So see how it's 67, 67? If you add up all the teams' placements on the right, they're tied at 67, so then they go to total weight. And U.S. ended up winning on total weight and won the gold medal. So you didn't get any of that kind of walkthrough anywhere else online so far related to the Black Bass World Championship. Wheeler was on Bass Talk Live, and they talked a little bit about it and talked about the bass fishing being kind of like the Ryder Cup, if you want to compare it to golf, being the Ryder Cup of bass fishing for the world. And that's a cool way to look at it. I know that they're trying to, push for international fishing to be an Olympic sport. And there's maybe some hurdles with the live fish and things that they're trying to work through there. But regardless, there's something special about competing for your country. I've done it, been involved in it, and winning a medal is a special thing in that. And I hadn't seen, anybody kind of break it down in a little more detail on what things meant. Like penalties, what the hell are they talking about penalties? So you have to get into the comments and let me know if you've got any questions about it. If you're interested in international fishing competition, I can pop up here. I'm going to share my screen and just drop people to this site. If you go to usangling.org and you go US Angling Teams at the top, you can see all the different teams. You can get in contact with the team captain and get some information about how to compete in your area. Pretty cool. And you got to be involved, Alex, when we were doing the World Championship setups. I know you were young.
12
years old. And Alex helped me set everything up. He helped me with a lot of the game planning and pre-fishing and a lot of the details that went into winning that World Championship.
Grid setup. A lot of grid setup.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got tonight. Any parting thoughts, Alex? We've got just got our schedule together for our upcoming tournament season. Should be another fun one. We if you haven't seen it, go back and check out our bloopers video for the year, because that has some funny moments in it that make you smile. If you fish at all, you've tripped or broke something or screwed something up, and you can surely appreciate. We had a few moments this year.
We broke a lot of stuff. A lot of rods.
Yeah. So, all right, bud. Well, hey, thanks everybody for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate my 1,000th subscription. That's a milestone, so I'm not overlooking that. Looking forward to making more content, making it better, learning on the way. So appreciate everyone, and we'll talk to you next time on the water. And with that, I'm gonna try to Alex. I'm gonna try to fade out of this thing. Next time I'll do it a little better, but I'm fading out now.
Y'all know what it is. Push it in the ties, you can see it in my eyes. Holla, 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 bruh. Holla, bruh. Holla, 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 bruh. Holla, bruh. You came with your homies, you gon' leave with them. But that model chick, yeah, I'm gon' leave with her.